What is going on, YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. I do have two things that I do want to point out to you guys, two discoveries that I, didn't mention in yesterday's video, which I actually found out about after I made those videos yesterday. Specifically, I want to look at the S&P 500 just for a little bit later on in today's video. In regards to finding some sort of bottom, you can see here just really quickly that we did kind of double bottom off this support here, and we've had it in the past where this acted as some sort of support. So we're currently, or yesterday, we're currently at lows, actually the February lows to be exact here, and we're trading around at that in March before the possibility of falling lower. So I do want to just draw on a small support showing us another, sandwiching, filling in the gap here. Like we're kind of sandwiched in between this, and then we should get that decision very similar to what happened at the top here. And I also want to look at an XRP pattern that I didn't notice in yesterday's video that I would like to show you guys today. Specifically, it's within the symmetrical triangle. Originally, we had support, or sorry, the top resistance was drawn like this, which was okay. But as prices have continued to scale higher and consolidate longer, we've had to make small adjustments. Now, this is still reasonable as we are using its top resistance right now. This was a top resistance. We're now using it as a support to bounce off of here, but it doesn't really give us any clear insight as to what could happen as we move forward in the future. So I did make a small adjustment like this, and this still does work here. There still is a higher low bottom support here, and there still is lower highs forming right here as a top resistance and bottom support. And we have managed today and in multiple days to retest this top resistance here. So we have clearly defined some sort of technical indicators that should allow us to buy in and leverage these cryptocurrencies in the very near future when that time does come in a conservative way. So with that being said, guys, we're still doing our crypto coin display giveaway completely free, as you guys can see, for the remainder of time that this is going to be up here, this crypto coin display. I'm giving one of these away completely free. It's $130 here. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is comment your favorite cryptocurrency down below, as well as comment subscribed. I figured we would continue to do this for a little bit here in this bear market just because things are getting kind of stagnant. So there's a way to cheer you guys up and to have faith in the market recovering, which it will at some point. I figured I would just give one of these away. Drawing will be on Sunday, so stay tuned for Sunday's episode where we will be picking the winner. Also, today's video is brought to us by FREEMOON. As you guys can see here, FREEMOON is a cryptocurrency that was created that actually generates yield and liquidity. So just by holding onto this crypto, and we've seen this before in other cryptocurrency tokenomics and other cryptocurrency white papers, but this cryptocurrency, by holding onto it, you'll earn more cryptocurrency the longer you hold it. So more information about FREEMOON and how they've tethered in Julian Assange and Ross Ulbricht, which will go into their history at the end of today's video as well. More information about FREEMOON will be at the end of today's video. I've also linked them down in the description if you want to check them out earlier. With this all being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, really quickly, just want to make an update. I believe today a lot of my equipment in this living room is going to be packed up in preparation for when I do move down to Florida here. So a lot of things I'm going to have to start packing up, the lights that I use, the lighting system, the microphone, stuff like that. So I'll probably be recording come tomorrow off my laptop for the next couple of days. I don't know until when, until I set everything up. It's probably going to be Tuesday or Wednesday before we really get everything down, because it's about a 2 to 3 day drive. So we're going to probably get to my new apartment on Monday, and then I have a lot of stuff to unpack. And obviously unpacking my bed and bed frame takes priority over setting up my office and my desk, but it will all come together. I just want you guys to be aware of what's going on. I just wanted to give you guys that update. With that all being said, diving into today's episode, you can see top 10 cryptocurrencies. Markets are consolidating, and some of these cryptos are actually starting to move up here. And I don't want you guys to jump the gun here. They're not breaking out in any sense, and I want to just go in depth and show you guys what it is that we've discovered and found out. But Bitcoin is up 4%, Ethereum's up 5%, and that's pretty much it for most of these cryptos. XRP is up 1.3%, but you can see Bitcoin's up 4%. It's actually doing pretty well. But notice something very interesting that we've discovered here. Today specifically, After bottoming off this support here, which we've also made very clear that this could be a small buying opportunity, not a conservative one, a moderate to aggressive trade, that after bottoming it off here, we would head back up. And you can watch my previous videos. You can scroll back to yesterday, the day before, 2-3 days ago. You would know that we talked about it consistently. When the price tends to hit this bottom support that we found here, this higher low pattern, we tend to scale up. And it's happened on numerous occasions. We had 1, we had 2, even here, we hit the bottom support, scaled up. We hit the bottom support again, we scaled up. So it's a continued pattern here that after hitting this uptrend, we tend to scale higher with resistance kind of capped right here. We did, however, discuss that if we were to buy in and when we were to buy in, the key points that we're waiting for is breaking above this moving average here. This is the resistance that we're dealing with, and this is the support that we're dealing with. So the only times that I plan on buying in conservatively into this market is if prices either A, can break through this top resistance, and we might actually be able to, it might get, stopped off right here at about 45K, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. But otherwise, the next one would be if we break through this bottom support at 38K, we'd probably see the markets tumble quite substantially, to be honest with you, to the downside here. But otherwise, there is some sort of resistance, the moving average. There's a lot of resistances up top here, and you can see this ascending fractal with these resistances up top here. So we are in an uptrend. We are trending upwards here, but we are kind of scaled and skewed to the bottom right now, and none of these look like prime opportunities to buy in. I really don't like to trade cryptocurrency inside channels that it forms because they're very unpredictable, and you can lose a lot of money very quickly, especially if you leverage trade, which is why I don't recommend it here. But what we're looking for is for those key breakouts. Obviously, as a moderate trader, this would have been a good opportunity to buy in at about 38K with a leverage up to 41. But you can see just as quickly as we went up, we're starting to scale all the way back down. So this is what happens. Typically, this is what happens here. So we have to wait for the confirmation. If we could break through the moving average, it's key to buy in long. If we break through the bottom support, the price floor, we know we can short the coin. And that's Bitcoin specifically. XRP now is actually forming, as I said earlier today, a symmetrical triangle, which is really nice to see. It just gives us some clarity and something to follow along before we see any sort of break. And you can see this is pretty much a confirmed resistance here. We've had wicks above it, but ideally we have closed the daily candles below here, and this is acting as a strong resistance. You can also see today, this morning, we actually managed to swing back up, retest this moving average, and fall lower. So not only do we have this downtrend here, and notice this resistance actually follows the moving average, but this should hopefully scale us and continue to pull here, and then we should get a reasonable breakout, ideally. So what we're looking for is break above or below these. It's that simple here. We have our bottom support, we have our top resistance. We're going to fill in the gap here. That's the first thing that's probably going to happen. So we're going to start to lose a lot of volume come the next couple of days, unless we decide to break out earlier, which is totally fine. That's why we're paying attention to it. But you have to understand, we're going to fill in the gap. That's the ideal pattern that this typically has, and then we're going to see a decision. Key buying opportunities would be if we break bullish or bearish here, there'll be so much volume either coming in or leaving XRP that you'll be able to get into a trade after the first day. So don't feel that you missed out. There will be many opportunities to get in when we do decide to see this break. And you can see here, just by quickly scaling this mouth of the opening here, you can see it would swing us up to about 97 cents or down to, I would say conservatively, 59 to 54 cents here. That would be the bottom, but it will be a very big, aggressive, and powerful run that we can actually capitalize on. So I'm getting very prepared for that. It does end towards the end of March here. We have to just keep that in mind. It sucks. That's another 2 weeks that nobody wants to wait for. But honestly, there'd be no reason to trade XRP right now. There'd be no reason to buy in at 73 cents and sell at 77. You can see how quickly and rapidly these move. The only way I would say that might be something to do is maybe if you wanted to play around with the moving average on the 4 hour here, or sorry, just play around on the 4 hour scale here. Maybe you'd have, if you want to leverage and trade on 4 hour, then you might have some time to buy in. But you can see here, we're pretty much, very much so, intertwined within this massive symmetrical triangle, which now gives us a key buy-in opportunity and a clear time to leverage this cryptocurrency. So just keep your eyes peeled on this. Obviously, we'll be leveraging them on Bityard here. So I do have right here, if you go to the main account, click on XRP, you'll actually be able to leverage XRP specifically, unlike so many exchanges here. You can see clearly there is a symmetrical triangle forming here. If you just draw this top resistance down, you can see what it is that we're dealing with, something like that. And you can see if you draw the top up, you can see that clear as day. And if we jump to the 4 hour, you can see how clear that is for the most part. Scale it a little lower if you'd like, just like this, and you can see that it does come to an end fairly soon. This is actually quite interesting here. If we use the top, it would scale us a little bit longer. It's interesting. It depends on how you want to categorize this drop. If we do it like that, it would be longer. If you scale it like this, then it would end pretty soon, maybe March 20th. But we'll see. Regardless, there is a beautiful symmetrical triangle forming here, and we are coming to an end very, very, very soon. So we will have that break actually happen. I guess that's why. On the daily, you can see it actually looks good. This is about accurate. So this is what we're dealing with right now. It ends closer to the end of March here, and we would put in a buy-in or a short opportunity when the time comes that we see the general direction of the breakout. And it's very interesting when you look at XRP on BitYard here, you can see every moving average, 7-day, 25-day, 99-day moving average is getting funneled. You can see it was very skewed in the beginning. All the moving averages, now they're getting funneled inside this. So there is going to be a big, 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 powerful break coming very soon for XRP's chart here, and we will be the first ones to get in on it. Otherwise, guys, just really quickly, they do offer some free cryptocurrency that you can pick up by clicking here, link in the description down below, as well as daily mine. Click on the daily mine. They also offer a demo account for you to trade around completely free. But when you daily mine, you can earn rewards, which is super cool, that you can withdraw or use to trade around with. So really, you could just, daily mine these cryptos every day and actually start to leverage completely free, which is super cool. You can see it deposits directly into your account, which is awesome here. It's a very minute amount, but it does add up day after day, so you might as well pick it up. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I do really quickly want to talk about the S&P 500. So there is a horizontal line right here. You can see when we draw it in, we have 1, 2, 3 confirmations of bottom support. Scale it out to the past year, you can see how this has in the past acted as a means of support and resistance here. There's a lot of uncertainty at this level here. So once again, we're going to do the same thing we did with the top resistance here. We're going to scale in this, we're going to funnel, and we'll probably break to the downside once again. If we can confirm breaking above here, that'd be great. That would call for a swing to the upside here. That would call that, hey, maybe we're out of this rut that we're in right now. But ideally, what we're looking for is to fill in this gap here. And also because today's March 16th, I want to see how the Fed rates, or if there's that federal meeting today. It'd be very interesting to see. But just like what happened here in the past year, we scaled this, then we broke down. The same thing's going to happen. Consolidate this, fill this, scale it, then break down. That's the ideal pattern that we're looking for here. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about FREEMOON with you. I want to give a huge shout out to FREEMOON for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, both WikiLeaks and the Silk Road were early adopters of Bitcoin. Julian Assange is the founder of WikiLeaks, which is an international nonprofit organization that publishes news leaks and classified media provided by anonymous sources. And Ross Ulbricht created the first darknet market, the Silk Road, as an exercise in free market capitalism, a website where users were free to post and buy whatever they felt necessary, so long as no party was being harmed. Now, these pioneers helped spread the adoption of Bitcoin and its use cases during its precarious early years. And because of this, the cryptocurrency community is forever indebted to these high-profile trailblazers, and the people at FREEMOON have found a way to pay back that debt. Now, inspired by cutting-edge tokenomics, they have combined cryptocurrency's final destination of the moon with the cause of freedom for its earliest advocates, and the result is FREEMOON. Now, FREEMOON's protocol appeals to both the altruist and the hodler, and FREEMOON works as a deflationary token. After each buy and sell transaction, a 10% transaction fee is subtracted and will be distributed as follows. Now, 5% of the transaction will be split evenly into a single treasury address and will be donated to the legal defenses of Julian Assange and Ross Ulbricht, and funds will also be manually remitted periodically. Now, the other 3% of every transaction will be automatically redistributed to existing token holders via reflection, and then the last 2% of every transaction is put back into the liquidity pool, and LP tokens are burned, creating a deflationary supply. Now, FREEMOON is programmed to reward holders while increasing both liquidity and value, and they've also burned all of the developer tokens and founder tokens after launch, which is 20% of the supply, and sent it to a black hole address, and as the address also participates in the protocol, it will then eventually accumulate more tokens, thereby effectively removing them from circulation. Now, guys, there's no limit to the burn, and the black hole will actually keep growing, increasing the scarcity of FREEMOON. And having tokens being burnt from both buyers and sellers is what gives deflationary tokens a special advantage over other tokens. Now, doing this actually stabilizes the price relatively early, meaning that there is really a buffer against large sell-offs of the coin. And for further price stability, FREEMOON will use DX lock to restrict 40% of the supply, for a duration of 4 years. Now, their total supply consists of 1 quadrillion, with 200 trillion burn dev tokens, 400 trillion for community and marketing, and 400 trillion for DX Locker contract lock. Now, FREEMOON recognizes the magnitude of its mission, and it is one they can't actually accomplish alone. So to incentivize participation, they've actually set aside tokens to help grow their community, and FREEMOON will actually allocate tokens to platforms and entities who share their values. And in the past, powerful movements have grown from people connecting with like-minded people and moving in harmony toward a shared goal. And with a just cause like theirs, they believe the crypto community can actually come together for 2 of its early pioneers and heroes. Now, this cause is ultimately about community. FREEMOON wants to be a meme with a meaning. So guys, with all that being said, for more information about the FREEMOON token, definitely make sure to check out the links down in the description below. Once again, huge shout out to FREEMOON for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.